Our enemies, we have sworn an oath to restore Biafra, or we die in the process. There will be no retreat and no surrender. If the option they give to us is to seek our restoration by violence, every living thing living in the zoo will be destroyed. All the animals will be destroyed. It's a promise and a pledge we're making to them.
Freedom, Biafra, freedom.
Henchman on the base.
We need our freedom. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We want our freedom. Yeah, yeah. Biafra, freedom. Biafra, freedom. 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 We need our freedom. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. We want our freedom. Yeah, yeah. Biafra, freedom. Freedom. I was about to go.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let them come and rescue us. I was walking in those.
I was about to watch out.
Walking in those. Bloody hands been everywhere. They're killing our people. They're killing our people. Let you all
I was about to
let you all come over. Let you
I was about to
rescue. They're killing our people with one night. They're killing our people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let them come and rescue us. I was walking in those. Bloody walking in those. Bloody hands been everywhere. They're killing our people. They're killing our people. Let you all come for rescue. Let you all come for rescue. Let it is rough. Every gun. Let you all come for rescue. They're killing our people with one night. They're killing our people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let them come and rescue. I was walking in those. Bloody walking in those. Bloody hands been everywhere. They're killing our people.
You're one brother. You're one family.
They are not here to offer any advice or to ask us to forgive Gowan. They are not here to ask us to forgive Haruna. They are not here to ask us to forgive the Yoruba people and the Wolowo family. The reason why we exist is to ensure that their memory, that they can never ever be forgotten. As long as man walks this earth, this world will remember the 3.5 million people that they killed. Men and women that did nothing, children that were innocent. Their only crime is to be blessed by God. That is the only crime they have committed. And those children were being slaughtered as they were being stabbed to death by a very wicked and cruel world. They are headed by a war. Everybody looked on and did nothing.
Biafra freedom, 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 freedom forever. Nnamdi Kanu, Muhammad Ike. If not you, my brother, now we are for days today. They are killing our brothers and sisters, raping our mother, raping our sisters and children. I was about to know.
Oh my God, let them come and rescue us. Thousands of people are killing us. Many people are killing us. Many headsmen everywhere. They're killing our people. They're killing our people. Let the war come for our rescue. Let the war come for our rescue. Let the Israel, America, let the UN come for our rescue. They're killing our people. People are dying.
Lo and behold, Chukwuabiama determined that we cannot die, that we cannot perish, because we are his own. Despite all our iniquities, despite all our sins, he made us in his image. He gave us that very edict to worship him. For those who don't understand what Chukwuabiama means, he is the creator, the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth. And to him we owe everything that we are. And upon him and to him does every honor and glory belong to.
Uchema for my brother Helio. God bless you.
This is Henchman Production.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people, wherever you are all over the world, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. Honestly, I welcome you to this segment. We give thanks and praise to the Almighty Creator because He has answered our prayer in a time like this, because I can only tell you that IPOB is an answer to our prayer. And so if you are a Biafran anywhere you domiciled across this planet Earth, you are not yet in IPOB, I tell you, you do not know what you are missing. This is Radio Biafra Israel for the avoidance of doubt. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Maziuchi Okafomefo. Maziuchi Okafomefo is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. It's the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption, and I would say he's fair enough. There is no greater calling than for a man to stand by his calling, irrespective of what is required of him or her. And of course, with confidence assurance, we understand that our leaders on this struggle will never let us down. As Okafomefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader. His name is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the Prince of Afari Ibeku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and the only man that delivers us. Without him today, we can only, well, God knows, honestly, it's going to be a very sorrowful state, I must tell you. He's the heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom. Ibeku is in Umuahia, Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. For almost 60 years, nobody has had the privilege. Of course, we all have the privilege. Nobody has had, what do we call it? Anointing to speak for the collective interest of Biafran people without being corrupt themselves, because only few men survive Nigeria. Nigeria is corruption in personification without apology. And as a result, nobody comes into Nigeria and remains the same. Go and ask the Bishop of Canterbury. Of course, they are the one that planted this seed. Go and ask British government. They know what we are talking about. But of course, we have learned to improvise. But then we appreciate the Creator, Chukwuabiama. who has given us a leader in a time like this, because he would have collected money and then all of us will be at home and those who die for nothing. But of course, he's not for sale. He commands our loyalty, and this is not an issue to debate. You give us your location and we will prove to you we are here for Biafra, nothing more, nothing less. But I must call upon you, Biafrans, wherever you are. Don't let anybody mislead you. Don't let anybody deceive you. We have been deceived for as far as we can remember by this British Nigerian zoo called Nigeria, and we must say no and put an end to it once and for all. I am George Onyibe. I'm from Aboa Boys in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land, and I can assure you every piece of land in Delta State is Biafra land. Whether you are weak or you are still in the matrix, well, it is there for you. But of course, we cannot proceed without acknowledging the Creator, the one who sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man. And in my humble way, I will say to him tonight, Anye na jage mao nihina imara mai ihunanya inenage ubioma ge ojuru anyanya dadio inwe ge mgbanwe ọ dị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega anyị niile na-asị na ịdị mma o. Once again, we shall move ahead to our topic this evening without wasting much of our time. Our topic tonight is simply the art of betrayal that has forever sealed the fate of British Nigeria. A simple art of betrayal that has forever sealed the fate of British Nigeria. It is going to be faultless. It is going to be hopeless situation. It is going to be a miserable day for any man or woman who still believe that Nigeria can be recovered, because Nigerian has committed the sin that has inevitably sealed their fate. And I tell you, nobody can change their fate. You know, if you are a Christian and you actually want to know what God wants from the Bible, David prayed a prayer. He said, deliver me, O Lord, from presumption sin, and do not allow deliberate sin to control my life. Nigerian has committed the unpardonable sin. The only solution is destroy the zoo called Nigeria. Because Nigeria is guilty of marginalization. Nigeria is guilty of manipulation. Nigeria is guilty of fraud, mismanagement of fund. Nigeria is guilty of misplacement of priority. Nigeria is guilty of evil cabals in government. Nigeria is guilty of lies, hatred, and blackmail. Nigeria is guilty of materialism and greed. Nigeria is guilty of incompetent leadership. Nigeria is guilty of intimidation and depression. Nigeria is guilty of freedom of speech. Nigeria is guilty of lack of accountability. Nigeria is guilty of physical and emotional killing. Nigeria is a zoo. And you see, for you to know how hopeless Nigerian can be, some group of lunatics gather in a place they call Hollow Chamber, and the only thing that can come to their mind is, how do we stop IPOB? Of course, we are their destiny and we are their doom. We are the destiny of Nigeria, and believe me, we are their doom. There is no escape for them. They have killed, they have maimed, every atrocity committed against us as a people, but nobody's going to talk about it because British government must steal oil on notice. The same way you have cabals ruling Nigeria, the same way you have cabal running Africa. We said that Anglophone, Francophone, or Arabian phone. They must make sure that no matter the heinous crime against humanity being committed in Nigeria on a daily basis, nobody will hear about it. And then some group of criminal-minded individuals gathered in a hollow chamber, as they call it, and they conspired against one another and say, how do we stop IPOB? They never cared for you as a Nigerian. Your situation or circumstance doesn't concern them. As far as they can go to Europe, America, Asia, or anywhere else in the world to get medical treatment, why would they build your hospital? As far as their children's schools in diaspora, living large and using the resources stolen from our land to patronize prostitutes of every kind, breed of Homo sapien, why do they give a hoot about you? As far as they have Britain supplying them with AK-47 to kill you when you talk, who the hell are you? And so in their so-called hollow chamber, recently they sat, they conspired, and this is what they came out with. And now, do not worry, Biafrans. Before the end of this year, we will actually take time to analyze to you every stage of deception that have been introduced by Nigerian government. You know, they think they are keeping us busy. They are playing us as a draft. They just create situation and circumstance. And then they want us to begin to chase shadow. But of course, we will shade this shadow. Yes, we will throw the path they have set for us, but we will tell them how it will end. This is one truth, one undeniable truth they must get used to. If you have been following the way Nigeria operates, let's say since this year, those of you who are observant will understand. You wake up in the morning, they say, arrest IPOB, they are terrorists. And then we come on Radio Biafra and we defend our lives. We tell you we are not. And then they cannot prevail. The next week they come out, oh, Fulani headsmen, they are gentlemen. We say no, they are not. And then we drag over it for 1 week. And then they come up another week and say, we give Igbo quick notice. We begin to drag. We say no. And so from Fulani headsmen to Igbo quick notice to there is something they will always project. We are not talking about Ruga, not because we are not seeing what Ruga is doing. We are coming for Ruga. Hey, don't worry. We are documenting the stupidity of Nigerians. And so some group of criminal-minded individuals gathered in their hollow chamber. And what they said is, how do we stop IPOB? They say IPOB, India na akpari ndị mmadụ, go and ask Nayanwodu. India na akpari ndị mmadụ, India na akpari ndị mmadụ. We have to deal with them. They insult people. They are doing this. But we thank you, the Creator, because we are insulting people. Not by our actions, but by our words. For as far as we can remember as a people, we have always been insulted by the actions of those who are supposed to be one Nigeria. And so what did they say? They conspired. Now let us introduce hate speech. We will tell them that hate speech, anybody that say hate speech, we will hang the person. Then we will kill the person. And then some people say, will it be possible? They say, leave it. We kill Abiola, nothing happen. We kill Wonoshoika, nothing happen. We kill Obasanjo, nothing happen. In fact, we kill Buhari and we bring Sudanese man. Did anything happen? Let's implement it. Oh Lord, help them to implement it on time. Chukwokika Biama, touch them, let them implement it on time. So Britain can make more money from producing gala, what do they call it? Gallo. And so they can hang more for us it was in the beginning. Let it be so on the end. You people are shameless. But we have not actually started using his speech. We are very polite people, you must understand. We talk to you in a polite manner. And that is why you can still travel around the globe. But all of you don't know what is coming for all of you. Not even Yoruba. You know, the INEC chairman said, if they like, in fact, Bayelsa people must kill themselves. The election will not be postponed. If they like, let them shoot nuclear weapon. They must do the election because APC must take over. And some of you are smiling. You are jumping up and down. But of course, you are not of any concern to me. I want to help Nigerian to facilitate whatever it will take for that bill of hanging to start all over. That is the next agenda. And then we are following them, but we write agenda for them. And then they are saying, oh, hate speech, for anybody who say hate speech, he will hang it. Thunder fire all of you. God will punish all of you. All of you who are talking about hate speech, if you do not carry it out, God will punish all of you. Your children will be vagabond upon the face of the planet. When we are done with all of you, Facebook will not save any of you. Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, all of you. Come to Nigeria and collect your own percentage. But what is hate speech at the end of the day? You say, these people are evil. It's hate speech. But may Satan chase all of you to your death. If you talk about the bad of Satan as a pastor, as a mom, as anybody, you preach against Satan, and you can't see it's a hate speech, thunder will fire you. Is that not what we do in the church? You preach hate speech against Satan all the time. Afar, everybody is preaching hate speech against Satan. After all, you said he did it. Have you taken him to court and you find him guilty? Or you are telling us what they told you? But we are telling you how evil you are, what you have done, and you call it hate speech. And you are very happy. Britain will support you. All those people stealing oil from Biafra land who has vowed and say, oh, Biafra will not be free. The same way they made a vow and say Israel is just a temporary nation. Come and destroy Israel. No, come and overrun us. You people are shameless. You are shameless when you say you are a Nigerian. You are a disgrace. If you are carrying the identity of a Nigerian because you are compelled to, may the Lord have mercy on you. But if you're still hitting your hand in the chest in a time like this and telling me you are in Nigeria, you are evil. Nigerian can pay all the country's money to kill Biafrans. But let me tell all of you, a day will come. We will stand in the helm of affair before the global community. We will tell you how evil you are. Where are those people who want to murder the generation of 1967 of Biafrans? Where are you today? Show your face. Let's see your evil. And now we are still here. Egyptians helicopter were busy hovering everywhere, targeting soft spot. I must tell you, they target schools, they target marketplaces, hospital were their target. And they were warriors. They thought we would not be here today. Soviet Union, Russia was busy sending ammunition. Are we going to talk about Britain? They made sure none of us was left. And we are still here. We are the children of those people you killed. But it's not hate action, no. It's love action. How you Britain love Biafrans? They love Nigeria. Prostitute upon prostitute are going to come. Drunkard upon, don't you know that Bishop of Canterbury is a drunk? But if we have told you before now that terrorist Lugard is a drunk, you won't believe. Most of you will deny it now. But Archbishop of Canterbury of London is a drunk. All of you come, we are sampling your specimen. Mad people. Hey, we are going to ban hate speech. They say, Yoruba Facebook, cut me off, let's start all over. Ndiara. But of course, Nigerian has committed the unpardonable sin. It's not possible. Nigerian can never remain. This will be the greatest sin against us as a people. Nigerian can never remain. Don't you understand what we're asking for? You can steal all your Britain, but not under the name of Nigeria. The same way, no more Royal Niger Company. Nigeria will be obliterated and will betide you if you are a Nigerian. Imagine, they spent resources trying to wipe out away Biafra. No, don't mention Biafra. Don't talk about Biafra. In fact, the International Society of Man producing whatever name they call themselves. You people conspired and want to wipe away Biafra from the map. Shame on all of you. Just look at tiny Biafra, giving all of you nightmare. But it's a hate speech. Let us go down the memory lane. So you know why Nigerian sin cannot be pardoned. Not in the next life to come. Not forever. But of course, our people must take note. Are we going to talk about the betrayal of Nnamdi Azikiwe by the British government and the Nigerian state? You know, we can come here and tell you Nnamdi Azikiwe did this, Nnamdi Azikiwe did that. Of course, we are right. Because our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, have every right to betray this struggle and move ahead. And believe me, Nigeria will take care of him. If he comes up now and then he will be sharing the same bedroom with Theresa May herself. They will make him comfortable. Because after all, they will calculate, let's just keep him busy. They drunk him. And then, you know, he begin to, you know, come out. He's in Igbo now, La Biafra, you know, just be doing, you know. But of course, he understands those games. And so it's not for sale. And so we blame Nnamdi Azikiwe for compromising. He will answer to it, even in death. For when we die, we will meet them there. And we shall repeat this same matter over and over again. But Nnamdi Azikiwe, with everything he has at his disposal, in terms of finance and intellectual capacity, he invited the Yoruba who were illiterate, stark illiterate. They didn't go to school. And some of you are saying, hey, Yoruba are very educated. You are fool. You are evil. You are evil. They didn't go to school. No Yoruba went to school. Awolowo didn't go to school. They went to nice school in London to enable them represent the evil they are doing today. But he brought this Yoruba, brought Fulani Hausa, and said, see, let us move forward, get our country back. Britain can be taking some percentage. Let us thank God that French is not taking anyone. At least only Britain. Let's settle them. Britain demanded for 45%. Of all the oil they are stealing in Biafra land, you sell oil, Britain must give you approval to sell oil. To steal oil, Britain must give you approval to steal oil. And then it's okay, we move ahead. And then they push for independence. I could only imagine how many hours, millions of hours Nnamdi Azikiwe spent in his study room. Of course, he has the like of people like Chine Achebe, aiding him with every intellectual material that is needed. There was no Fulani intellectual, no Yoruba intellectual. And they approached Britain and said, see, let us go. Let us to define our life. You want oil, have it. But let us be. But Britain is greedy because they are not surviving from the oil they are stealing in Biafra land alone. They are even looting the remaining one left for Nigeria. Most of you do not know that Britain and other oil company TEF in Biafra land control 65% of the resources, oil and gas in Biafra land. Thieves. And Britain, as greedy as they have always been, colonial masters are so greedy they cannot leave Africa alone. And so when they are saying Africa is this, Africa is that, you look at them in the face and see how evil they are. And Britain said, hey, he want to show that they are wise. We will deal with them. Because good nations have started emerging. And there was need for African to be free. But we had the freedom that enslaves us the more. And because of this betrayal by British Nigeria against Nnamdi Azikiwe, Nigeria will never be forgiven. British Nigeria will never be pardoned. Because of the relationship between Awolowo and Ojukwu, the betrayal of Yoruba people will never be pardoned. The very foundation of fracas in between the Biafra nation was actually initiated by the single act of Ojukwu, an act of love to Yoruba man. Adakaboro and Awolowo was locked up in Enugu. Ojukwu hasn't worked very hard, became the governor of the eastern region, the Biafra nation. But Awolowo was a criminal already, locked up somewhere in Enugu for his crime. But Ojukwu thought they were being victimized. But the first thing he did, instead of releasing Adakaburu, but of course we understand it was a diplomatic move. And that is why we are very careful every diplomatic moves we are making. He said, okay, Awolowo, I release you. You go back and gather your people. Nigeria is not meant to be, because these are men who saw tomorrow. I shall declare Biafra. And then at the same time, you declare Ududuwa. And then the Hausa have to be on their own. Awolowo agreed. Ojukwu released him. And then Awolowo went back. As always, they conspire. And they waited for Ojukwu. Yoruba, Obruku Mazunande Kano, Oga Denono Nama. Of course, they conspired. And they waited for Ojukwu. In fact, Ojukwu sent some Biafran soldiers to defend Yoruba land. So that Awusa Fulani, being in possession of AK-47 from Britain, will not overrun Yoruba people. But even in Ijebu, the Shagamu Aziz, they were betrayed by Fajona because Yoruba threw corn for them. And Ojukwu declared Biafra. And Awolowo run to Hausa man and become the Minister of Finance. How did he pay Ojukwu? By seizing my mother's money. I don't know if they took your mother's money or your father's money, but they took my parents' money and gave them 20 pounds. For this sin, it is unpardonable. Yoruba will not be forgiven. If you like, marry Yoruba. If you like your mama be Yoruba. If you like your papa be Yoruba, I will not apologize for you. Will you call me? It's none of my business. But of course, we will not judge you according to the atrocities of your father. But if you live like the son of your father or the daughter of your father, your own stupidity is just very fresh. Because you people are evil. Because of this, Nigeria has sealed their feet. So no law of hate speech will stop it. Because it's too late for them. The relationship between Abiola and the Nigerian military and the betrayal of Babangida, Nigerian cannot be one. You get it? Abiola was a very wealthy businessman. Only God knows what he stole and what he sold. But Abiola was part of the people who were sponsoring coup. Abiola was part of the people that sponsored Buhari, late Buhari to overthrow Shagari and undermine the position of Alex Ekweme. He was busy sponsoring when you hear coup d'etat, Abiola was the one sponsoring all of them. He was a very good friend of Babangida. You know, Babangida actually stepped aside to enable Abacha handle the power while the tension calmed down, then he will come back again. Because there is Abiola there to sponsor the Boko Haram. And then he mounted his Waterloo when he discovered he cannot trust the Hausa man. He pulled crowd, he pulled action. And then when he was on the gallows to be hanged, Babangida told him, my hands are tied. I hope you are familiar with that words. Our hands are tied. Once you go to meet your father and say, look at what Nigeria is doing, he will tell you, our hands are tied. Our king's hands are tied. Our governor's hands are tied. Our Nayangwedu hands are tied. Our Niger Delta Avengers are tied. Anybody that will speak for us, all their hands are tied. Now IPOB hand is not tied. Now you know why we do what we do. But because of this betrayal, Nigeria is a hate speech, I must tell you. Because of the relationship between Abacha and Ken Saro-Wiwa, the betrayal of the Northerners to your Niger Delta. Ken Saro-Wiwa was a very close friend of Abacha. Little did they build refinery in Eleme. Little did you know that Abacha was in charge of body camp during Nigerian Civil War. He was the general, Abacha, in charge of body camp. And you understand, Ken Saro-Wiwa, all of them played saboteur for Hausa Fulani. And then you give him Abacha Street. And then he took over the house, the land that belonged to Herotaba. Your current day NDDC building. That was a Abacha building. But that land belonged to Herod Dapa. But of course, Abacha is dead, so they can recover Abacha loot. So Abacha automatically is the owner of River State because he's the terrorist, the Boko Haram, who was in Bori camp doing party every day, kidnapping girls from every corner of Biafra land, defiling them inside Bori camp. You think we don't know? And you are coming to open your dirty teeth, your stinking mouth to tell us about one Nigeria. Thunder will fire all of you. Kansarowiwa was one of his errand boy. They were very close friend, very loving. This gave this boy the mura. But Abacha hanged him. Abacha hanged him and all his friends. The same way they built gallows to hang them. On a marked grave and pour acid in their life. You can never see them. At least Adakaburu is fair enough. You go to my one park in River State. I think there is a statue, a monument dedicated to Adakaburu. But where is Kansarowiwa? Oh. You see, Nigeria has actually committed all the sins that will seal their fate. Most of you don't know, Abiola and Babangida are 5 and 6. Kansarowiwa and Abacha are 5 and 6. Babangida abandoned Abiola to his fate. And Abacha actually aided the execution of Kansarowiwa. Nigeria has committed a sin that will seal their fate. We must not forget the relationship between Obasanjo, Adekule, and Adakaburu, and the betrayal of the Nation people. They call him Adekule. He said he's the Black Scorpion. He was there granting press interview to BBC and telling them, these Biafran people, you are calling us to cease fire, and then you are giving them time to regroup in order to assault us. We will never cease fire. We're going to kill all of them. And as far as I can tell you, we're not going to listen to any country that's telling us to cease fire. We will not give them time to negotiate, and there will be no time for fire. He was the Black Scorpion. Ravaged down River State, fraud away from Bayelsa. And then they saw another fella. Misguided fella, Adakaburu, I must tell you. But he was actually, how do we say it? He really don't mean any evil. But do not forget, they said the road that leads to heaven is paved with good intention. Obasanjo was there as always, virtue. They initiated Adakaburu. They initiated Adekule, and Adakaburu was incorporated. In less than 1 week, they have trained him and made him a general. But little did he know that they were going to kill him. Adakaburu and Obasanjo killed, Adekule, the Black Scorpion, and Obasanjo killed Adakaburu. Because Adakaburu was no fool to them. Having done his dirty job for them, it was time for them to pay him back. But would they let him be free? They said no. He was assassinated. He was murdered. For a time he reigned. Igbo killed Adakaburu. Igbo killed Adakaburu. Another seed of discord. But later on, when the story began to come out, they discovered that there was no Igbo man in the very particular location where Adakaburu was murdered. Nobody would have done that except it is Adekule, the Yoruba Black Scorpion, and Baba Obasanjo, the Otababoon. Because of this single act of betrayal, the fate of Nigeria has been sealed already. The trust of a few good men in Nigerian state and the betrayal of the Nigerian state against the following has sealed the fate of Nigeria forever. Are we going to talk about the genocide on the Biafrans? No, honestly, when you are talking about Nigeria, when you are killing us, when you are threatening us with death, have you tried to reflect about how many you have killed already and we are still here? Have you tried to re-examine yourself, cross-examine your state and our state? You have every advantage to kill us. You poison us with food. You are emasculating us in every way imaginable and possible. You have killed so many. You have introduced a lot of military exercise, show of power all over our land. You keep incarcerating us. There are our people locked up in different secret cells across Nigeria. With all this humiliation, harassment, and intimidation, we are still here. Our language has not changed. And then, how do you feel about it? Threatening us with death again. You have sealed your fate. O ye Nigeria. O ye British Nigeria, you have sealed your fate. There will be no room for forgiveness for you. You deliberately in 3 years murdered 10 million people, and you are trying to sweep this matter under the carpet, and so nobody will talk about it. And today you still threaten us with death, that this is hate speech. For crying out loud, do not delay in bringing this law into action, because we want more death. Maybe after having sucked enough breath, enough blood of our people, and then we shall ask you, who is Nigeria, that they should trample over 1,000 victims and praise themselves over their grave? For it is not true for all of you. You could only hold your sword, dripping by the blood of our people. But this will not stop us. Your fate has been sealed, O ye Nigeria. Are we talking about thousands of IPOB members that are being slaughtered on a daily basis? Do you think this will make us move back? You are dreaming, you are daydreaming. The fate of Nigeria has been sealed already. A Nigerian government prepared and put 163 military good men in one plane and killed all of them less than 20 minutes after airlift. You sealed the fate of Nigeria the day you killed those good men. The day you killed journalist Dele Igiwa, you sealed the fate of journalism in Nigeria, and so you sealed the fate of Nigeria. No journalist in Nigeria can come out and publish the truth because they are afraid of dying like Dele Igiwa. Yes. We must remind you that the day you sentenced a Cross River State woman to death by firing squad, having used her to carry a drug and kill her. Now let me tell you something. There is a Cross River State woman. She was carrying drug for Hausa people. Most of you don't know that Tinubu is a drug baron. Tinubu is a cocaine seller. American government know what I'm saying. If not, why did they seize Tinubu property in America? And why did they seal all his account? They know what I'm saying. But so is the Hausa people. They use a Cross River State woman. I've been trying to dig about that woman, but they have deleted it from encyclopedia. A Cross River State woman who was a widow. They used her to be pushing cocaine. And when they caught her, because taking her to the court will expose those Hausa Fulani, your founding fathers, she was murdered. It's no longer on the encyclopedia. But those who know that, they know what I'm talking about. But the blood of these people are still crying. As many that Nigeria has killed, their blood is still crying today. And I must tell you, it's crying against Nigerian and British government. And so have it at the back of your mind. As many you are willing to kill tomorrow, as many that you are willing to kill next tomorrow, as many that you are willing and determined to kill, thinking you will shut us down, their blood are crying against you. And so what am I saying in effect? Your hate speech law have to be implemented as soon as possible. The plan to kill Biafrans must be implemented as soon as possible, or forever let us be. For Nigeria is hate speech and hate action in personification. For no amount of intimidation will settle what we have started for. You will not stop us. There is no negotiation. It is Biafra or Biafra. Bring your worst, for we are waiting for you. But never you forget that this is our right to self-determination. And we promise you, we will soar on the wings of civil disobedience. And we will make sure that the sacrifice of a fallen hero will never be in vain. I'll be back.
We are no longer in Egypt. We have crossed our sea. We've gone far in this wilderness. Because few steps ahead. We are no longer in Egypt. We have crossed our seas. We've gone far in this wilderness. Victory few steps ahead. surrender. Biafra is already here. Not yet may we remember the price of our great heroes. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Inside the wilderness, never open your soul to the wicked one. Penetrate and kill your people. To what we get charge you to say. Inside the wilderness, never sell your soul to the wicked ones. Penetrate and kill your people. God have charged you to say. When it gets tough to end this, neither of our heroes will not be vain. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Not yet may we remember the price of our great hero. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Inside the wilderness, never allow yourselves to be used to destroy the innocent souls. God has put in your hands to say. Inside the wilderness, never allow yourselves to be used to destroy the innocent souls. God has charged you to say. When it gets tough to end this, neither of our heroes will not be vain. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. But yet may we remember the price of our great hero. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Be courageous. Remain resolute. Be your brother's keeper. That hour of the night brings forth new day, new grace and favor, new peace, especially hope, more closer to our land of freedom. When it gets tough to end this, neither of our heroes will not be vain. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Not yet may we remember the price of a great hero. Heroes, other commercial activities, in period of recession. When it gets tough to end this, neither of our heroes will not be vain. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here.
Biafrans, we must continually send a strong message across to the Nigerian state. There is no amount of intimidation, no amount of hate speech hanging law. They are deceiving themselves. But we just said the truth about what they did. Journalism in Nigerians cannot say the truth because they have used Dele Giwa to set an example. We have to send a strange message across to them that they are stupid people, they are hopeless people, they are mad people, and we will show them what hate speech is. We will remind them who they really are. Of course, our lines are open. And please, when you call, send a strong signal to Nigeria so they know how stupid they are. All those senators, all the governors, anybody clinging to one Nigeria, remind them how stupid they are. They killed Alamis here just to shut up all the governors in Biafra land so none of them can talk again. This is not hate speech. This is the reality, the truth about how evil you people are. British government will use BBC to deceive the world so they will not know what is happening in Biafra land. This is not hate speech. This is the truth about how evil you people are. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. Special number for the female 081-288-58614. If you are a Biafran anywhere in the world and you are yet to join IPOB, I must encourage you you need to look for the nearest IPOB closer to you and make sure you get yourself registered. But if you do not know how to do that, contact me on my WhatsApp line and I will direct you to the nearest coordinator. That WhatsApp line still remains 070-815-45642. Of course, we are not going anywhere. We are not in a hurry, and this is one truth they must understand. Are you there, caller on the line?
Hello.
Yes, I would advise you to turn down the volume of your radio set. Go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
I've been trying this number for ages now. Thank God for getting you. Thank you for what you've been doing for us. My name is Francisca Ogechukwu Ubu. I'm from Usude in Udi. Udi in Enugu, local government of Biafra land. I want to thank you for what you've been doing for us. And may Chukwu Okike continue to bless you tremendously. In Yeshua's name. May God continue to guide and protect us, and we will get Biafra in Yeshua's name.
See.
Thank you very much, and I want to give my husband to talk to you because we have been longing to talk to you people for a very long time.
Of course, that is evidence of Biafran family. The husband is always close to the wife. Go ahead, please.
Let me give my husband.
Go ahead.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here, Maze. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my name is Chidugu. I am calling from Edo State, but I'm a native of Udi in the Sudan local government, Enugu State, Biafra land. I want to use this opportunity to thank you because I know a day like this will come. Because I have already had such a message from my father that Biafra we must come. And I am hoping for, and I believe that God will give us this Biafra. No matter what all those stupid men, they are called themselves Igbo people, mostly. And I don't want to a situation whereby it's not that we are causing them, but the evil ones among all of them, I don't think that they are reasoning very well. Their eyes that they cannot be open and know what is happening in this country. The way that Northerners are packing things, equipment going to the north, sometimes I wonder that all those my people, whether they don't have eyes to see things, the way things are getting wrong in this country. And upon the whole thing, they are still continuing to shut down one Nigeria.
They are afraid of death. They are afraid of death. If they talk, they will kill them. That is why now they are preparing another threat of death. Say, oh, it's hate speech, we will hang you. Begin to build the gallows because you will have many people to hang. It's a message we are passing to them. Go ahead, please. I
pray, my brother, because all those people, I discovered that they are coming to our margin and those people that the amount that go to tomatoes market in North and come back with pregnancy. That is why I think that is the such people. Because anybody that has Biafran blood cannot be easy in that way. But you have to know that we and all those people, we are not the same. Their food and our own is not the same. Their culture and our own is not the same. But they are still shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria. One Nigeria is a disease. And I pray that God Almighty will deliver us from this mess in the name of Yahshua Elohim Adonai.
You see.
You see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We must continue. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line.
Good evening, Mazi.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Good evening, fellow friends of the Africans and the lovers of freedom. The blessing of our heavenly creator, will continue to keep us moving forward. My name is Hugo, and I am calling from Enugu province this evening. We must continue to do what we know how to do. We must continue to remain firm for what is right. And what is that? Biafran restoration. All the effort of the wicked ones for so many past years to put a stop to this wonderful the effort that Chukwuka ordained for the indigenous people of Biafra to do in restoring our land. That's in existence before the enemies decided to come and snatch it away from us. But unknowingly to them that Chukwuka will resurrect people, honest ones for that matter, to seek for this land for once more. And definitely we must restore our land. We give glory to the highest being, that Chukwuka for making available our leader Mazen Nandekano. You could see those that surround him that remain firm. Even at the point of death, they remain firm in asking for what belongs to them. Chukwuka will continue to strengthen them as Onyibe. Your work will continue to shine despite what? Despite the effort of the wicked ones. What we are asking, as I continue to say every time, is what belongs to us. It's our own. We are not asking for another man's land. So for that reason, if you are a Biafran and your work is to put a stop to what we are doing, you don't want Biafran restoration, but you claim to be an IPOB member, Chukwuka will look after you because you have put yourself into. But we are assuring everybody that the wages of all persons' work, you will pay, you will get it. Whatever everybody do in this life, whatever you sow, definitely is exactly what you will reap. We are here for the restoration of Biafra, and that is exactly what we shall get. And we have made ourselves available. The people that died for this, the zoological republic, the place where the devil is living, they can never ever put a stop to what we are doing. So for that reason, all of us, we must focus to look for Biafra restoration because it's our goal. Onyibe, Chukwuka continue to strengthen you so that you will keep on doing this work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We must continue. You see, there is something we must remind ourselves. During the colonization era, when you are a black man, you refuse to become a beast of burden. You resist and demand for your right to be fed at least once in a day. You refuse and you decide to make sure that your people are not. In fact, there is a woman that was raped. She was about 6 months pregnant. The British or European or whoever terrorists they were want to rape his son, her son. And this woman with 6 months pregnancy confronted the Onyibe beast and said, don't do this. They did not only end up raping the boy, they raped the pregnant women to death. And they keep raping black, and what they do at the end of the day, they hang them. If you thought that colonialism, terrorism is over, you are dreaming. They are replicating this evil in a different dimension. Now, Nigerian has thought about every means of killing people. They say, yes, let's go back to hanging. But do you know why colonial masters stop hanging people? Because they get to a stage when they hold a black man and they want to hang the black man will say, one day you will understand what I fought for. Yes, you have the power to kill me now. Go ahead and hang me. And then when you hang me, you kiss my ass. And so it was a humiliation to this time. They look at Onyibe, supposedly supreme creator, and they tell them, when you hang me, make sure you kiss my ass. Of course, they died. They died with the last word. It was humiliation for colonial terrorists. And then they stop hanging people. But Nigerian government, as many you will hang, you will kiss our ass. Thunder will fire you. You have just opened the read chapter for hate speech. We never know it was getting to you. Hallelujah. We never know this was getting to you. You have hate action. We have hate speech. But our hate speech is embodiment of truth. Because truth is bitter. You don't know what is coming for you. Are you there, caller, on WhatsApp?
Yes, my African rep.
Good evening,
lovers of
Go
freedom.
ahead, please.
Please, my message goes directly to the Nigerian government. Can never be well with Nigerian government. They must suffer for all the atrocity that they have been committing against Biafrans. Yes, the blood of Abel is crying in the bush. So as the blood of innocent IPOP members, Biafrans across the globe, that British government and their Nigerian caliphate have been killing us for no just reason. Chukwu Biama must surely descend on them. What do they know about hate speech? Any hate speech, they bring rope and hang you. Is that all? That rope, they must surely use it to hang themselves and their family, one after the other. Yes. You see this Biafran struggle. No intimidation, no amount of castration, no amount of war that you people are descending. Nigerian government, I am talking directly to you. Whosoever that is seated there in Asrock, whosoever that is there in the House of Assembly, whosoever that calls himself a sitting senator that does not know his rights, that have sold his right, his birthright as this person, Esau, sold his birthright in the Bible, so shall their life remain miserable. All their evil plans can never work for them. They will turn back. That bit that they are digging for Biafrans, they will turn back. The pit will turn back and swallow each and every one of them. It can never be well with them. Hate speech, hate speech, hate speech. You people brought Operation Crocodile Smile, Operation Python Dance in the southeast, where there is no war, where there is no crisis. Is that not a hate speech? Did you people ask yourself question? Did you people reason at all that you people are demanding for something that does not belong to you, and at the end of the day you say that you want to kill the household and claim all his belongings? It can never be well with you, Nigerian government, and you people's life will remain like one Nigeria. The only thing we know that at the end, Biafra will come, and you people must be fall, and you be forcefully held Biafra. That is my message for Nigerian government. Thank you, my director.
Thank you very much. We must continue. We are just saying what we are seeing, so that some of you will not say, oh, they cannot do anything. They are drunk, all of them. Good evening, Ada. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir. Onyibe. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Giniko Calling. I'm from Aaron Dizog, Nidata, Biafra land, but I'm calling you from Iguacha. Yes, I say that Chuko Kikabiama strengthen you and give you strength to do this work. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
So the thing that I want to say this night is the zoo people, zoo country, zoo. In the zoo, ndị anụmanụ ebe a na-agụ anụ akara mmadụ a na-eketi mmadụ ndị anụmanụ, they don't know what they are saying. They don't know what they are supposed to say. He said to close their mouth for us to say what we want. We are looking get what we want. They are just opening their mouth anyhow and talk anyhow they like. This is Biafra. I know that this Biafra have already come. Anything they like, they do. I want you to talk with my husband.
Go ahead, please. Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. I greet you, sir. All hail Biafra. I thank you very much for this topic this night. To be frank, when I hear Nigeria say hate speech, they are fighting against hate speech. They are looking for people who say hate speech. I begin to say, if these people don't have any conscience. Sorry, my name is Mazi, and I am a connector of Unit 1 Iguacha. I'm a member, I'm from Aaron Dizog. Aaron Dizog in Union State. Now, I want to tell you, everything when they keep on saying hate speech. But they are the people who are manipulating everything against our life. They missionarize our. This man, it is these same people that kill our brother Mbonu Dike. That is not hate action. That is not hate action. They are looking for way to kill our people.
anything do they give us quick notice in the northern places. And that one is not hate speech. It's not hate action. They don't talk about that one. All I want to know, whatever they want to do, we are. Hello, man.
Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
Whatever they are doing, we are standing firm for the restoration of Biafra. And without Biafra, Nigeria will not make any headway. If Nigeria did not allow Biafra to go, Nigeria will burn down. That is the promise we are giving to them. And we are not relenting. Thank God for our leader. Thank God for you, Mazi Onyibe. Thank God for Chemefo. I don't know what to say, but I say Metuku Okikabiam, who has given us, you people, even the continental, the African, the coordinators who are fighting authoritatively to restore Biafra. I say, may God Almighty Okikabiam give you people the tenacity, the sanality, the enablement, all it takes for this struggle. And Biafra will seek for, Biafra will get. Please help me to condole our amiable barrister. Our amiable barrister. I had the death of his brother. I am so much sorrowful about it. So all I want to tell him that he should take heart. You see, death is inevitable. When God calls any man, the person has to go and answer. But what we are telling him that we are solidly behind him. May God console him. In your Yeshua name we pray. Please, Mother, I don't know if you can give me a little chance. We have a little daughter. She's a full Biafra.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Mazi Onyibe.
Good evening, Ada Biafra. Go ahead.
My name is Anthony Favor. I'm calling you from the zoo contraction. Hello?
Exactly. It is zoo. Nigerian zoo.
I'm calling you from the zoo contraction called Nigeria. I'm 14 years old. Thank you for the topic you wrote today. Of course, it's a better topic which can tell us where we are coming from, where we are, and the direction we are going to take later. Because without those things, we won't know who we are. We will be used as rags. And when I mean rags, the dirty ones. So I'm appreciating you for the topic. And I also thank you because this topic has also enabled me to know some things that the Nigerian government has been hiding. Whenever you see them coming up on the radio stations, they'll say blah blah blah. The sport, this Buhari says this. Why they are hiding the main topics? They are concealing the main things that the people are supposed to know. But I thank the Radio Biafra for bringing them up and educating us more, enlightening us about the topic. Thank you, and I pray that God, Chukwu Chadiama, will give you the strength to keep forging ahead. Biafra will never lose its way on the road, but they will go further and will proceed to the higher heights. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, Ada Biafra, you are on point, and that is how it's supposed to be. Our brothers say Igbo marry Igbo, Biafra marry Biafra. Stop intermarrying with the Yoruba people. But let's do this with wisdom. Of course, we are going home and there is no two ways about it. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Thank you for holding on. Are you still there? Caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mazi.
Go ahead, please, and thank you for holding on.
Yeah, good afternoon from here, Mazi. Good morning, good evening, Biafra all over the world. My name is Mazi Emeka. I'm from Biafra, Enugu, Biafra land. Mazi, honestly speaking, I thank you for your work, your good job you're doing for people. You're educating us a lot. Every day I listen to your broadcast. Honestly, I don't know how some people can't even understand what is going on in Nigeria. Some people still believe in that Nigeria is a country. In this place, with America, when you tell a person you're from Nigeria, Mazi, do you know the way they look leprosy person? instantly. People will just look down on you. And yet, some people are still believing in Nigeria. Other countries in the world, they are passing bills that will help their citizens to grow.
Build that will enable us have electricity, build that will enable us have good road, build that will enable us build airport. But no, they are threatening us with death. Oh, let's threaten them. God will punish them. If they don't do that, God will punish them. That hate speech they are running for, thunder will fire all of them. People don't understand what this hate speech is doing to them, useless people.
Told us, said that Nigeria is not practicing democracy, they are practicing Sharia law. And people don't understand. This is pure Sharia law. My own Facebook attack is all these false news, CNN. I composed something there about the evil Nigeria. And what people that are embossing me that they will never enter Nigeria. I say, yeah, don't go Nigeria. Nigeria is a jungle. Now, Nigeria have no serious speech. Nigeria is gone. It's gone for forever. Nobody. Okay, look at
Nigerian
the kiss.
When we finish exposing them, the moment you come land in an airport like this, you say, I'm in Nigeria, everybody will run. I'm in Nigeria. Run for your life, oh. They don't know what is coming for them. Mad people.
People back home didn't know the damage IPOB have done Nigeria since 2015. Especially that time they hold our leader. People don't know the damage. I won't lie to you. When you cross out of the country, you see that Nigeria is like a dead country. They don't regard Nigeria as anything. Eh?
But people have not started running for them. We want a situation. Once they are coming inside United Nations, they say Nigeria is coming in, everybody will follow the other door and run away. Eh? Nonsense people.
There's a evil country. Look at the way you analyze, the way they have been killing our people. Killing. They feel like Zoom. They feel assume that we can't do nothing. This rain that has been falling, Nigeria, honestly speaking, this will go suffer. Because the anger have been in our body. Me, nobody taught me about the history of Nigeria. The way these people hate us natural. I just grew up. Say, no. I was born and brought up in Yoruba land. The way people hate us, and I begin asking questions. I happen to grow up in Shagamu. Awolowo is in Kennedy, said Shagamu. I know Awolowo, the way he died, how they carried the burial in 1989. I know. Many people hate us natural, and some people don't even know what is going on. They know Yoruba know Igbo more than the way we know ourselves.
Of course.
Look at the way they killed him. And I used to be ashamed. Some River Nile brothers and sisters will be saying they're not Igbo, they're not Biafra. But look at the way these people kill Sarawuwa. Will you die and eat? Will you choose to be a country in a country with the people that kill your people?
They say after all, we hang Sarawuwa. Why can't we hang anybody with hate speech? Nothing will happen. Imagine. Heaven did not fall. We kill Sarawuwa. Thunder will fire all of them.
Something will happen now.
They will shame.
This is 21st century.
Shame will kill all of them. If they fail to implement that law, thunder will fire all of them. That national chamber or Halo chamber, they call it, will collapse and kill all the Nigerians among them.
Look at big shame. Look at the big shame. The world are advancing. Look at the Hong Kong that is protesting for 6 months now. They haven't shot nobody dead in Hong Kong. Just one person they shot a rubber bullet the other day. The whole media everywhere. But this would have been clean up, feel as if that our father children, we won't ask questions. We ask questions at the normal time. Just there, you thank God our leader is a diplomatic man. I wouldn't want to overnight. Let me drop it.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Yes, a caller on the line. Are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Mazi.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Nemeka, calling from Biafra State. I really thank you for everything you are doing and our master Nandikano. I really appreciate all the work you are doing. I want to mark for our governors, especially Igbo land. I believe that they don't know anything they are doing. Because if they know what they are doing, they will know that no place like home, no matter what it takes, no matter what, even no place like home. They will think that they are comfortable with the position they are occupying. Forget that a man forget that a man sacrificed his own time and everything, come out to fight for Biafra. Maybe they are saying that Biafra will not come to pass, but by special grace of God, it's not by power, but God will make it. They will see it by their own self. Biafra will come to pass, whether they like it or not. Let them occupy their positions. The academic leaders began watching Jubilee, drilling them as a president. But I believe they'll suffer it. They'll suffer it. That is my contribution. God bless you for your good work.
And God bless you too, my brother. In their mind, they say, okay, let's threaten them small. God will punish all of you. If by the end of this week you people have not implemented that hate speech bill, then all of you will die in shame and disgrace. Because this is just the beginning of your misery. Are you there, caller on the line?
Hello, good evening, Madam.
Ada, good evening from here. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, you are online, the world is listening. I wonder who is distracting you from there when you are listening to me. Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I want to start from a bit of yesterday's program. I just want to pick one thing there. In that conversation, those two idiots talked about the killing of the Jews after they had risen to their envious position all over the world, all over Europe. Now he now came back, now discussed about how the Igbos are waxing in businesses and other endeavors. What these people are simply saying, after destroying the businesses of our people and they are not bringing them down, the Igbos in Lagos in the north should prepare to die, because that is exactly what they are going to do. If they attack their businesses and they don't go down, they will come after them physically and they will kill them. What was written is about to manifest, because most of the stories, from what I have understood, written in the Bible were prophetic stories. It is now that they are manifesting. Most of the stories started in 1960 something, when our leader was born. It is manifesting today. That was when the Messiah was actually born, the written word. Now, coming to this hate speech bill, I think these people, the world is watching. Britain is quiet. UN is quiet. If Donald Trump introduced a bill like this in America, he will leave office the next minute. Now, everybody is aware of what Fulani are doing in Nigeria. CNN is reporting the detention of Showore. Now they have been introduced this bill. They want to implement it at all costs, so that they can silence people when they want to utter their fraudulent 1999 constitution to bring about 6-year term for every Fulani man that will come after this debate. I think it's about time we all go mad at these people. I think it's time we begin to resist arrests, because Nigerian armed forces, Nigerian government right now is a full-scale terrorist institution, and I don't think we should succumb to arrests when terrorists come to attack us. Nigerian army, Nigerian police should be treated as criminals in our land. They are now terrorists. You cannot tell me that Fulani that kill, no bill mitigating against them, no bill is stopping them. But a peaceful people that have been killed since 1914, even before 1914, Till today, they are still killing them. And they're still introducing bills. After the closure of border, after closing our seaports, after closing our airports, they are still introducing bill that will use to come after us the more and to embolden the Fulani terrorists. Because when you call a Fulani terrorist by the name, according to their action, it is hate speech. When you call a terrorist, it is hate. It now emboldens Fulani to kill us even more. So why don't we start with arrests? Why don't our people in Lagos and other parts of Nigeria come back? They have started coming out after them. I read in the news, I don't know how true it is, that the electronics shop in Lagos is set ablaze today. And this will continue unabated. Tinubu's boys are working because Fulani sent their master to do something to prove their loyalty to Fulani. The Alaye boys are going about place to place, burning down businesses belonging to our people in Lagos. And everybody is quiet about it. I don't know what else they want us to do. Why I'm saying this, it might start from one IPOB family. Nobody should blame us because we will no longer take it. It might start from one IPOB family and nobody should blame us. We will resist arrest. Let's be worse.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Onyibe.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead, please.
I am blessed in Goma. I'm a pop from Igwasha, Biafra land. Achọrọ m iji opportunity a kelekwe gị na ihe niile na-eme banyere Biafra. Even onye isi anyị bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ana m ekwu Chineke nna.
But of course, that is through epileptic network. But Biafrans across the globe must remain focused. We expose Nigerians for who they are, and we want you to be acquainted with the way they exhibit their criminality. You know, before now, what they will do is let's harass them, let's intimidate them, let's do this, let's do that. And then everybody is afraid. They now think, okay, let's introduce hate speech. They will not say hate speech. God will punish all of them. They have to initiate it very fast, or else they are very stupid and the world will mock at them. Please go ahead, call on WhatsApp.
Mazi George.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is Eni Chineke and I'm calling from Malaysia. Mazi Onyibe, if I just listened to your topic this night, if you recall, during the election, El-Rufai that said if the Western people interfere over Nigeria election, that they will go back in body bag.
They will go back.
I hope that
it's
is
not body bag. It's suit. It's suit. There is a new designer of suit called body bag. They sell it in America. That was the one El-Rufai is giving to international observers. It's not his speech. So you've not seen that suit. No. It's American designer, thunder, fire, all of them. Very stupid set of people. They don't brush their teeth. It's not their fault. You see all of them sitting down, you think they are human beings. Yeah, we are senators, we are governors. Very bunch of lunatics. You think those people are human beings? No, you can imagine. Go ahead, my brother.
I wish Chukwu Abiyama would just make me one of the angels that normally distribute a nuclear weapon. I will just target that Nigeria Senate. Whenever they are doing their meeting, just make sure that whatever I would just release, everybody will just turn to powder, because those people, they are a bunch of non-entities. Mazi Onyibe, if you have been following some of these like Western or Asian parliament, whenever they're having their meetings in their parliament, you will see that everybody will sit down on their chairs. They are not moving, no side talk. Everybody concentrate. If one person is addressing the parliament, everybody will keep quiet. If you want to ask any question, they will just raise or they will press the button by the front of their seat. Then that will indicate that social person want to ask question. But the same Nigeria Senate that are making laws, look, whenever they are holding important meetings here, everybody will just be walking any angle that they feel like they don't even want to know what their colleagues is saying. They will just be walking like bunch of market women inside the marketplaces. Some people will be even talking, some people will be playing music, some people will just be answering calls.
My brother,
Nothing is organized.
some of Nigerian senators are chewing gum. They are chewing gum, making law. Like Ashawo in Oju Eleba. These people are very hopeless. You are talking. They are chewing gum, making law. Human being. Go ahead, please.
At the end of the day, the only thing you will just hear, those that agree say hi, those that disagree say nay. They will just pass. They will just pass law without them knowing what is happening. They have not come to ask the government what is actually going on with Nigeria. Why nothing is happening? Why the sectors of education or public fund nothing is working? They are not after those ones. The only thing they are after is hate speech because they don't want people to criticize them. They want Nigerians to just keep silent while they are carrying out their evil atrocities upon the people. This is just the only thing they just want for the people. Do you know, today I was discussing with a friend from Thailand. He said only the tourists that do come in Thailand, that the government of Thailand do make about 260 billion US dollar just for only tourists in Thailand there every year. This is how countries that know what they are doing, they generate money. But look at Nigeria. We have everything. The whole crude oil, everything, all mineral resources, yet nothing is working. And these so-called lawmakers are not even bothered to ask, to find out what can be done for Nigeria to be fixed. Imagine for how long Obasanjo, during his first tenure as secretary, I don't know how many billions he pumped towards electricity. Yet no electricity. Nothing is happening. The Senate are not seeing all this.
The money. He didn't pump. He stole the money. The Obasanjo stole gas to buy.
I don't just understand. Yet they don't want.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yes, Mazi Onyibe. I greet
you. Hey, thank you for holding on.
Yes, Mazi Onyibe. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to hear such young and vibrant, youth, speaking with such spirit. That shows that we are doing something right. I greet you, Mazi Okwago on the line over here. And Mazi, I want to hit the nail on top of the cover of the coffin because you have dug ground, you have put the coffin in the ground, you have put all those walking dead inside the coffin, and it's time to hit it because the spirit has revealed something to me right now. Stop sugarcoating it for them. It is not called Nigeria. It is called Nigeria. That NI, you need to put the hyphenate the I. It is Nigeria. Anywhere in the world you go, anybody that asks you, where you from, and you tell them Nigeria, they'll be like, oh, Nigeria. And they don't understand what it is. So let us stop sugarcoating it for them. If you know who you are, if you understand who you are, that you are not one of the walking dead in that place where even the grass on the ground is fighting against you, in that place where even the mosquitoes know the crimes, the blood that has been shed, and they fight. It uses everything on the sand, the road, the air to fight back. It is Nigeria. Never forget this. Nigeria. Thank you, Mazi Onyibe.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on the line.
everything in his past to fight back.
Call out the line.
Hello,
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
So I'm calling from Abum. I'm happy to hear your speech this night. My name is Ndo from Ogodokara under Fiber Biafra land. I'm very happy to join Radio Biafra today. When I was a child, I always hear they kill Adelekiwa, they kill Adelekiwa. I never understand how they kill Adelekiwa. They sing and they sound, they dance. But to see, just run down to my eyes for hearing how they kill Adelekiwa. Even as I'm talking now, I swear, if I see what they call Nigeria, we are appear for my front, I will kill them. Because I'm talking now. I heard 4 children, they kidnapped one under Nigerian country. And I don't know how I could see that my boy since 2011 I've been crying. But now I come to see Biafra don't come out. I'm very happy. I day strong. I thank God for my leader, Namdi, for bringing us from darkness to light. I'm very happy.
Thank you very much.
Strength for him body. Bring strength for him body, making this strong. No surrender, no retreat. If you join IPU, I'm very strong.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much. Good night from here. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Are you there?
I'm here, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My brother, I thank you very much for what you have been doing. Especially this night, as I love the way you spoke this night. Everything you say about Nigeria is completely, there's nothing to hide in that contraption called Nigeria. I'm always annoyed whenever I hear the name Nigeria. My name still remains Chukwuka. I'm from Isochi in Umunochi, Abia State, Biafra land. You know, I wonder why people always like to praise Nigeria and call Nigeria a giant of Africa. What makes Nigeria a giant of Africa? I never see anything that makes Nigeria a giant of Africa. Nigeria is a giant of evil, giant of corruption, giant of killings. I never be happy with Nigeria for one day. Look, okay, some people that are in Nigeria don't know, for us